Welcome everyone to the Kérastase Hair and Scalp Institute, where we will be discussing everything about hair and scalp and the issues that concern our clients today. Kérastase is known for offering advanced scalp solutions with innovation at its core. Today, in the first episode, we will be talking about the second largest concern that affects Indian men and women, which is dandruff. We will demystify and get to the root cause of it. And we also will be introducing the Kérastase Anti-Dandruff solution, so stay tuned. Now, to make dandruff and scalp health more interesting, I have two special guests joining me today, Rian George and Karishma Sukrani. Rian is an award-winning digital content creator, a grooming specialist, and a travel enthusiast. Karishma is a multi-talented chef who's been a finalist on MasterChef India and a great digital content creator. I'm so happy to have you both here. Welcome to the Kérastase Hair and Scalp Institute.
Thank you so much, Monisha. I'm so excited that we are discussing scalp health today. And there are so many contradicting opinions, especially from the men out there, about scalp health. So let's decode it today.
Yeah, I think when Rian told me about all the innovations that you'll have going on here at Kérastase for scalp care, I said I have to be here for this educational session, because after all, beautiful hair begins with a healthy scalp, right?
Why don't we start by 3 elementary facts about scalp? So fact 1, scalp is an extension of your skin. So the kind of attention you give to your skin and take care, wouldn't you agree the same amount of attention and care is what scalp deserves?
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah? Okay, now fact 2. Scalp is where it all begins. It is the origin of healthy and beautiful hair. So we treat the scalp first and then treat the hair. And fact 3, just like skin, we have sebaceous and sweat glands on our scalp. However, did you know this, that scalp has 20 to 40 times more sebaceous glands than your forearm, for example?
No way.
Yes. So Rian, on a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate your scalp health?
I'd probably say a 7.
Why 7 and not a perfect 10?
You know, because sometimes I get this itchy, uncomfortable or flaky scalp because I travel a lot, so different cities, different air and different water, working out a lot, so it kind of, there's a lot of change all the time happening, so that's what I experience on my scalp.
I see. And what about you, Karishma? How would you rate your scalp health?
I think I'd be a 6.
6?
Yeah, to be honest, I've had a lot of issues in the past with a greasy scalp and a lot of flaking, even dandruff. I'm not ashamed to say it because I think it's just one of these issues that we all are dealing with, but we don't address it enough.
So let me reassure you guys that scalp health and lifestyle are closely related. Many factors determine the health of our scalp. But hold on a minute, we have an expert who's going to link scalp science to scalp health. Meet Dr. Gitika Mittal Gupta, a celebrity dermatologist and an ace scalp expert who's got more than 10 years of experience. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Gitika.
Thanks for having me here.
Okay, let's just dive right into it and understand all the fundamentals about dandruff and dandruff care. So doctor, how common is dandruff and what exactly is dandruff?
So dandruff is actually those pesky white flakes that you see on your scalp. You know, people who are wearing generally dark colors, they would see those as white powder on their shirts.
That's right.
Or it can be even greasier, like there could be inflammation in the scalp, and also you would see it coming in your nails. There can be many reasons behind this. There can be various kinds of dandruff. There can be oily dandruff. It can be dry scalp dandruff. It can also be related to any drug allergies. Your immunocompromisation can also be there, or any reaction to a product. So there can be different reasons and different types of dandruff which can be there in a person. And how common it is?
Yes.
I would say more than half of the adult population has dandruff these days.
Oh.
Like I would see every second patient walking into my clinic having one or the other kind of dandruff.
Wow.
At least I don't feel alone now.
That's right. And doctor, I believe that dandruff is closely related to our lifestyle. How true is that?
So when we talk about lifestyle, there are various things. Your diet, your eating habits, your sleep patterns, how well you're hydrated, and of course your hygiene. And last but not the least, the mother's tale that wash your scalp rightfully every time. So a healthy scalp is clean scalp with the right pH, and a balanced pH with healthy scalp will not lead to dandruff.
Now that we have Dr. Gitika's expert opinion, it's time for some fun. Rian and Karishma, you had certain questions, right? Why not we bust a few myths and establish a few facts?
So, myth or fact? People with dandruff shouldn't oil their hair.
So in fact, that's a myth and fact both. You can oil your hair if you have dry scalp dandruff, but as a doctor, I don't suggest it. Reason being, if you oil the hair, the oil will make the dandruff more adherent to the scalp, and that makes it even more difficult and sometimes can also lead to hair fall. So I don't suggest it.
So I guess that means no more oiling for me, huh?
Absolutely no.
Okay, another myth or fact. Tell me, people with a dry scalp, are they prone to dandruff more?
When you have dry scalp, your skin is actually more prone to contact dermatitis or irritation. So like in winters, when people are using cold or very hot water on their scalp, then their scalp gets to get irritated and drier more, and that's why they get more dandruff in winters. So yes.
Wow. So no hot showers, no oiling. I think I have to change my entire routine.
Absolutely.
Now.
Keep it simple, keep it warm water showers.
Myth or fact? Dandruff is caused due to poor hygiene.
Well, actually, that's a very good question because many of these teenage kids and even young adults don't know about it. So if you're not washing your scalp rightfully so, the dandruff, the dust, all the buildup of the products that you're using will stick to the oil and lead to more buildup. So yes, you need to maintain the hygiene.
So doctor, I've always been a believer that prevention is better than cure. Is it a myth or a fact that dandruff cannot be cured?
So as we understood that it is important to understand dandruff happens with poor hygiene. So you can prevent dandruff by maintaining good hygiene. And of course, it is not something that cannot be cured. You can definitely control it by using the right products, by maintaining the hygiene, by maintaining good diet, and by also understanding your scalp health and treating it and going to the experts whenever required.
So one more myth or fact. Dandruff can be transferred from one person to the other.
That's a very interesting one. In fact, dandruff is not contagious. You cannot transfer dandruff from your used brushes or pillow covers. It's actually dead skin cells, so it is not infectious at all.
Now that's a myth that you've busted that I've had for a long time.
That's absolutely true.
So did that bust a few myths for both of you?
For sure.
Yeah? And really establish the facts?
Yeah, thanks so much.
Because now, guys, we're going to get deeper into it. So guys, have you heard about gut health? Yeah. You've heard about good bacteria, bad bacteria, yeah?
So I do know about gut health, and I make sure that I incorporate a probiotic into my diet daily.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Karishma,
same.
you too?
Same.
Of course, she's a chef. She would know, right? So even on our scalp, there is a microbiome. There's an eco-balance. And I would really like the expert to tell us more about that.
Absolutely, like our skin, which is the largest organ of the body, it's extending to our scalp as well. And everywhere, our gut, our skin, our scalp, there's a symbiotic relationship which is formed by not only the bacteria or the pathogens, but also by the microflora, which we say. And they all live in cognizance with each other. There's in fact a yeast which is called Malassezia fervor, which lives on a scalp.
Yeah.
It is actually eating up all the extra sebum and maintaining the pH balance of the scalp. But it's when the immunocompromisation happens, your lifestyle is in imbalance, the yeast imbalance happens, and that leads to dandruff. So it's important to maintain that microflora for healthy scalp.
So I think this is a very exciting and enlightening conversation, and there's so much to learn in these conversations.
Yeah, Dr. Gitika, you've really broken it down for us and made it so easy.
This has been a very educative session for both of them. So finally, let me introduce you to our anti-dandruff range. It is Symbiose, Cellular Anti-Dandruff Solution for all types of dandruff. As doctor had mentioned, there is dry dandruff and there is oily dandruff. So we have two variants. We have the bar purette, specially for oily dandruff, and we have the bar creme, which is for dry dandruff. Yeah, so these are the two shampoos, and after cleansing and removing of all the dead cells and the dandruff flakes, as Karishma was also mentioning, we have step 2, which is always treatment, which is treating the hair and the scalp. So we have Mask Hydra Epison. So this is perfect for people who have unbalanced scalps. And it is actually loaded with antioxidants.
Wow.
So it really helps in maintaining the health of the scalp. And
Like
then,
a vitamin for your hair.
that's like, yeah, antioxidants and vitamins. Then we have the hero of the range. It's the Anti-Dandruff Serum. In addition to our home care range, we also have a salon exclusive product. It's the Micro Peel. So this one works only in the salon and it will be used by your hairdressers to do, this comes before the shampoo step. So it's a pre-cleanse, it'll help to remove all the dead cells and also help in eliminating dandruff. The Symbiose range has powerful anti-dandruff ingredients. It has Piroctone Olamine, Salicylic acid and Bifidus. All the three work at different dimensions to eliminate dandruff and to stop it from reappearing. The range offers up to 7 weeks of anti-dandruff efficacy.
But acid, like, isn't that abrasive for your hair?
Salicylic acid, it is one of the most important ingredients for the anti-dandruff range. Why don't I allow the doctor to shed some light on the ingredient salicylic acid?
Of course, salicylic acid is a very important ingredient. It's a beta hydroxy acid which works as exfoliant. We use it on acne-prone skin, on skins which are producing excess sebum, and of course even for the scalp it will do the same. It will remove that excess sebum accumulation and it will also exfoliate the scalp.
Perfect. Rian, does that reassure you?
Absolutely.
Alright, and then we have another very important ingredient, Piroctone Olamine. Earlier it used to be zinc pyrithione and now it is this new ingredient, and I'm sure the doctors already knows about this.
Absolutely, zinc pyrithione we all have heard, it was the key ingredient in a lot of anti-dandruff shampoos. But now with science we have new evolution happening, and Piroctone Olamine is working on 3 dimensions. It is not only antifungal but it's also anti-inflammatory, reduces the redness and inflammation, and there is also a study which states that it also improves the hair growth. So it works on all the 3 levels.
Now you have it from the expert. Our next ingredient is the Bifidus for the good bacteria.
Wow, so like a probiotic, you mean?
It's a prebiotic, which means it's food for the good bacteria. As doctor was mentioning about the microbiome, doctor, do you want to link the prebiotic to the microbiome?
Absolutely. So it's very important, and these days this is the new science which is talking about the importance of prebiotics and probiotics, not only for the skin, gut, but also for the hair. Because once your scalp microflora is intact, nothing can actually harm it, and it would prevent dandruff from happening time and again.
So a preventive measure, yeah? So now I want to just kind of recap and tell you guys 5 benefits of the Symbiose Anti-Dandruff range. Number 1, it eliminates dandruff. Number 2, it helps to eliminate the dead cells or peel the dead cells. Number 3, it prevents dandruff from reappearing. Number 4, it also feeds the good bacteria, so it strengthens the scalp barrier. And number 5, it regulates the cell renewal. So now, doctor, do we have you officially validating our range?
Absolutely. When it comes to science, I believe in the ingredients and what is actually going to happen on the cellular removal. And after this talk by you, I think I'm enlightened to understand that it's actually working on all the 3 levels of dandruff. So not only treating it, but it will also help prevent. So absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you so much, doctor.
Thank you.
So Monisha, Karishma, Dr. Gitika, I've really enjoyed this session on scalp health, and it's been so much fun discussing. It's so enriching, so much information that we got today, don't you think?
Absolutely. I think all of us here today have learned so much about this new range by Kérastase, thanks to the both of you. And it was fun chatting about our concerns and just decoding them, trying to understand how to take care of our scalp better, because that's where beautiful hair begins.
Absolutely, and I would agree, and I'm deeply honored to be a part of this panel, because this has given me more interesting facts on how to treat dandruff on the cellular level. So very excited to learn more, and when it comes to science, I deeply believe in Kérastase. So thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me here today, and thank you so much for tuning in. Do try our new Symbiose Anti-Dandruff range and let us know the results. We'll see you again for another episode where we discuss more about hair and scalp health.